Orion was introduced to us on this farm back in 2008, and our first test on that was in fuel, with International 2+2. And the first thing we noticed right away was a visual notice was the diesel. The color of the smoke coming out of that diesel was noticeably browner than just black, which is typical to old diesel engines. That was a clear indicator that this product is doing something. It's running cleaner. So if it's running cleaner, it says to me you're going to be saving some fuel. We know exactly the amount of fuel burned per hour on that tractor. So beginning with that, so we started applying Orion in there, and we seen with that tractor we were saving a gallon an hour less fuel burn. So with that information, we just started putting it in our fuel supply tank and running it in diesel. Everything that burns diesel has got Orion in it. And I believe it's probably 2 years, it'll be 3 years ago now, this self-propelled, this John Deere green machine is our potato harvester. It's all hydraulically driven, hydrostat drive. It's a 250 horse engine just pumping oil, and it generates a lot of heat. Hydraulics they're strong, but they're relatively inefficient. And it runs, there's about 4,000 hours on that machine, and we noticed with a lot of the hydraulic lines, there's been leaks over because of just age and wear and tear. After the first season of use, we noticed it was very noticeable. The leaks of here and there are probably by 50% less. Hydraulic wheel seals, apparently it kind of rejuvenated the elasticity of the seals in there. It healthied up the seals, if you want to call it that, and they pretty much quit leaking, and we noticing more and more of that, and so that we been running our Orion in all transmission hydraulics. That forklift, we've got 2,000 hours in the transmission in that. In all other tractors, we've been running Orion in all of the hydraulics because we have seen the benefit from it. It does work. You burn less fuel. It has healed seals, and even some hose pivot point leaks have slowed way up. Another little curious situation happened last fall toward the end of potato harvest season in September. We had about 4 days left to go, and like I said, there's about 4,000 hours on that machine. The water pump started leaking. So I gave the truck driver, the guy that's bringing in our loads of potatoes during harvest, I gave him a gallon solution of antifreeze. We're going to see if we can keep going with the rest of the day, and I got on the phone and ordered up a new water pump. Based on the experience with the Orion slowing up leaks in hydraulics, well, let's see what happens. I put about 16 ounces in the radiator, and by the end of that day, it considerably was leaking less and less. We were able to finish digging our potato crop, 4 days remaining there, and by the end of that 4 days, it was almost not leaking anymore. It helped that seal up that much. I mean, well, it's 4,000 hours on the machine. We did change the pump out at the end of the season, but that was another little situation where it did work in that application. We, back in the same year, 2 years ago, nearly 15-degree reduction in hydraulic operating temperature. So that's because of less friction. So you're going to get longer component life, which are very expensive hydraulic components. So a lot of different benefits from the product, different experiences. We're even running it in the LP fuel in our forklift, just because I know it's a fuel lubricant. It's a biodegradable product, but we've seen the many benefits of its lubricating properties, which if you've got something slippery in there, it's going to make your components last longer, so we're putting it in our LP as well. And in my Harley transmission, it goes in our gasoline now and everything. Our experience with this product is it works.